Welcome back, my friends, to the LP of Langrisser 2020, Chapter 5, Imperial Impasse. I think you know what's coming up, but let's take a look at the story.
クリスやソーンらサルラスからの援軍の助けを得て狩猟の森を抜けたレディンたち。しかし森の先では彼らを待ち受ける帝国軍の姿があった。黒騎士と呼ばれ恐れられているダルシス帝国親衛隊隊長ランスが待ち構えていたのだ。宿命のライバルとなる二人の戦いが今始まった。
I'm sorry, Lance, captain of the Lance Brigade. I know what they're going for. That just sounds silly though. I'm sorry. That's not how you introduce the man himself. So we got Lance, his subordinates Letitia and Lias, you know, Lair's predecessors in regards to their role, and a couple of no-names. Not too threatening. Again, another map that is pretty close to the original in terms of layout. The main difference with the maps from Warsong is that in the original, the maps were much larger. So they kind of scaled them down, but I think that was a plus because in some scenarios, it would take forever just to get from one end to the other. I think they were unnecessarily huge, and I didn't mind that. In some ways, I think it added to the sense of scale and scope of the fights, and it gave you more wiggle room as far as how you wanted to place people and how you wanted to approach the battles, but I can understand why they would condense it down, especially for a modern audience, you know? It makes sense. As far as the story tree, I don't know if I've shown this off yet, but this is a way to track your progress because, again, this is not your granddaddy's Langrisser, no. Okay, you can go a little faster with the trigger button. There, if I can find them. Well, right now we're on A route, which is the typical route. But you see here, starting at chapter 11, there's a condition that can be met. And if we meet that condition, we'll go onto a new branch, C route. And then there's another condition that could take us to an E route. And then there's another condition that could take us to the G route. And another condition, yeah, you know. So in my no commentary playthrough, that has already been going on. I'm going strictly down the A and B route because the B route is just a slight variation to the A route. Ironically, the B route, which I just completed, seems to be the most faithful to the original version of the game. So I'm curious what A route's going to be. It might be the exact same game, but just a slight alteration to the end. We'll see. But that's going to be no commentary only. Now, everything else, C, D, E, and so on, none of that is I've seen. It's all new for me. I have no idea what's going to happen. There's a new character who's pretty prominent I have yet to see in any form or fashion. So we're going to explore that together. And that's what's got me excited. So, and it's been a long time since I played anything blind for you guys. So that fresh perspective, it's going to be interesting. Anyway, enough talking. Shop. What do we have? We have an axe. It raises defense and attack. I want that. And we did get an item from the last battle. We found a Sinclair, so that's probably going to be even better than that. Probably shouldn't have been such a hurry to buy that. Chainmail looks to be the best upgrade defensively. Again, magic is still not a threat, so I don't need a Mirage Robe. We'll buy a couple of these. Again, money is not an object in this game, so you can splurge a little bit and it'll be fine. I could be spending more than I am, to be honest. So we want him. Actually, I think he's doing fine. He's already pretty strong. We want to show some love to everybody else. So right off the bat, we want to make Thorn more effective. Give him that, along with the chainmail and critical ring, because crit seems to be pretty useful, if I'm understanding it correctly. Narm is going to be one of our go-tos. She's a tremendous fighter, especially in this version. She's one of my favorites, and we're going to make the most of that. Robe of the Earth. That's the one that, right, that raises health. And magic resistance. I tell you what, we're going to leave her with the leather armor for now. Oh, right, we got Chris now. Excuse me. Excuse me. Pardon me. I was not even thinking about her. I think we want to raise her magic power. And that's the best way to do it right now. Because when all else fails, she has an offensive spell. And that's something. Give her the robe of the earth. Yeah. And I guess you get this for now. I don't want to spend too much money. As far as classes, he's wiped out. He has had 5 since the beginning. I don't think that's changing. That's why I said if I could make him a ranger, I would, but I didn't see that happening. I don't even want to think of the amount of grinding and replaying it would take to get him enough points to make that happen. But I'm sure somebody out there could do it. I don't have the patience anymore. No, if I was still in grade school and I had this, oh yeah, I was all about that level 99 stuff. No more. So we got enough points to make her a paladin, which will make her slightly more offensive. I think we're going to keep her where she's at. I think 3 levels and she would have enough points to become a priest or a mage. And Narm's getting there. I think I am going to make her a dragon knight this run, but I am going to eventually backtrack and make her a lord just so she can get the heal spell. Unless she learns that eventually, she might get that as a dragon lord, so that would not be necessary in that case. Thorn is interesting. We could go strictly knight, or I could down. Excuse me, I'm just thinking to myself, trying to work this out. I could make him a lord, which wouldn't be bad. I think we'll keep him as a knight though. Alright, enough talk, let's get to it. Let's see what we're looking at here. Wide map. 3 distinct paths. But no path is truly straight. So many horsemen. I guess this makes the most sense. Volkov doesn't need any troops this time. She will get harpies from now until the end of time. Well, until we get something stronger, really. I see no point in bringing monks. Soldiers would be okay, but I think elves with that range would be the most beneficial. And he'll get horsemen. As far as positioning, Leia's always heads this way. He's easy to pick off. She heads south. Lance kind of plays by ear. These two, I think he'll follow Leia's. Him, I'm not sure. Not worried. Volkov is just going to be buffing. Chris will probably need it the most, so he's going to stay with her. I think we'll have her go up here. And I think Ledin will go with him as backup. Yeah. I think Thorn can handle Letitia. Narm will be helping out too. And there they are. Yeah, I turned the sound effects down if you can tell. It was kind of annoying me. They're not muted, just they're low. And are we ready to go? Okay, we just gotta defeat Lance. Now, I like that they gave his subordinates some character, some personality. In the original game, they were just your typical no name, no face cavalry commanders, so. But to be fair, it was like that in Dramatic Edition too. They gave them a little bit more likability in there too. I'm sure the same goes for the PC Engine version. Narm is going to help out Thorn. That's going to be our dynamic duo. He is going to help out Chris. And Volkov is going to help out Chris. Everybody's going to help out Chris. Should I tell him or should you tell him? Anyway. But yeah, everybody here is going to help out Chris. Because everybody loves Chris. And we want to see her shine. And the rest can move on their own. Again, it's kind of weird to have Kingdom Night playing now instead of Lance's theme or the song from the original game, which I think was called Thought of the Holy or Sword of the Holy. Depends on the translation you're going by. I'm not sure what the proper name for it would be, but I think it really fit this stage very well. It's the introduction of your great rival, you know, high stakes battle, pretty emotional finale. I don't think I'm spoiling anything when I say that, because most of you are not new to this game. You might be new to this version, but now if you're one of the few, if you're watching this game or playing this game and this is your introduction to Langrisser 1, then I guess this is not a bad place to start, but I would definitely encourage you to try the original out at some point. Or one of the originals. I mean, I guess technically there's only one original, but there's so many versions of that game flying around at this point that, yeah. And the funny thing is they're all different too. There is no version of Langrisser 1 that is a carbon copy of another, save maybe some mild audio-visual differences. They all play noticeably differently. They have different mechanics in certain areas. Like, they're all very similar. They're all based on the same concept, same premise, but the way that they go about it is very different, very unique. Some of them have different classes. Some of them have different troop allocations, different spells. It's interesting. And in a way that's good, because for there to be so many versions of a game, it still makes it worthwhile to play most of them or all of them. But at the same time, on the flip, there's really no definitive version of it as a result of that, because they're all so different and unique. It's always going to be subjective which one is quote-unquote better, because everyone's going to have their own favorite. And a lot of times it's, once again, going to come down to what you're accustomed to. Which one did you grow up with? Which one did you experience first? Which one have you put the most time in? That's usually going to be the deciding factor. There's very little objectivity when it comes to that. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. Play as many of them as you have access to. All the ones I've tried are pretty good. I have not played the PC version. I've not played the PC Engine version. Other than that, yeah. Oh, and I haven't played the PlayStation 1 version of Langrisser 1 and 2. But that's primarily because I don't see a need to. From what I can tell, they're basically a dramatic edition with less content, slightly, and less impressive soundtrack. For whatever reason, the music just sounds a lot more refined, more crisp, more clear on the Saturn version. But there is that too. Again, it's really about whatever you have access to, because that's been the main issue with this series over the years, is a lack of access to the bulk of the worldwide audience. Again, if you're outside of Japan, you've just been kind of out of luck for the longest. I mean, officially we got Warsong, we got the 3DS game, which from what I've heard is nothing to really concern yourself with. It didn't look impressive to me. I haven't played it for myself, but it didn't look like anything I'd want to bother with. But it could be good. I could be very wrong. Sometimes you have to be careful with public opinion. It can lead you astray, because there have been games that people have sworn up and down were terrible, and I thought they were just fine, or I thought they were not as bad as folks said they were. So you gotta be strong enough to think for yourself, and don't be dissuaded just based off of what everybody else says. If you've got an inclination to try something out, go ahead, try it out. You might be surprised. But yeah, not too keen about that one. So yeah, we had Warsong, Langrisser, Reincarnation on 3DS, and then this. Those are the only ones that were ever officially localized worldwide, to my knowledge. So, out of all the games in the series, and out of all the versions of this game, just those three. So many potential blockbusters that didn't make it to these shores. No Langrisser 2, no Dirt Langrisser, both of which I think could have been potential hits if they had been localized. Nothing on Saturn, nothing on PlayStation. It's a shame, it really is. But we're here now. There's new hope, there's new audience, thanks to the mobile game in part. And does this mean Lance is going to make his move? Or Or is he still going to watch and wait? Yep, here he goes. Now, I don't know if he tends to draw towards whatever direction Ledin is specifically, or just wherever the bulk of your forces are. Maybe that's where he goes, or wherever there seems to be a weakness. I really can't tell. I guess I haven't paid it too much attention. But that'd be great if he goes this way, because I want to give Chris as much experience as possible. Or maybe I should just focus on him, because another thing is, I'm focusing on the alternate routes. I don't know how they're going to go. I'm expecting to lose a lot of my team. I'm expecting them to be similar to the Langrisser's routes, where all the descendants leave you. So it might not be wise to pump a lot of time and effort into characters like Chris and Narm, and maybe even Thorn. Maybe I should just give everything to Volkov. He'll just carry us the whole way, right? Because he'll never leave my side. He's like my Hane, right? He's true blue through and through. Die-hard friend to the end. Better than a bloodhound. He's got my back, right? We'll see. If he has anything to say about it, if it's up to him, I don't think he'll leave me. I think... Oh. Another minor gripe. The mountains are impassable by every unit in this game, including flyers. And in general, flyers are a little more restricted in their movement than is typical. That takes some getting used to. But they're already borderline broken, so I guess I can stand that concession. I'm going to try to avoid doing this too much. It is easy experience, but it's also kind of excessive. Let's send one more Harpy in case something happens to Nancy. We want to send Lisa to back her up. And Volkov is going to get in position. And by position, I mean out of the way. Ledin as well to an extent. Now, if this was War Song, the archers would do well in the trees, but I really don't think it's going to matter too much here. Unless there's some hidden benefits that are not made plain. That is a possibility. Again, I'm still learning the mechanics of this game and the slight differences and the nuance, so I could be very wrong when it comes to stuff like that. I really hope I am too. Let me tell you. But no, I think I could be wrong on this, but I think the mobile game did help, at least in a small part, to introduce more people to the series. For better or for worse. I would say for the better overall. I didn't get around to trying the mobile game myself. I've watched some videos of it out of curiosity, but the thing is, I'm not a mobile gamer. And I think I'm just too set in my ways to try. Now, I was told that you could set it up to play it on PC, and I did look at it one time. I found it on the website, but the website that had it for download looked a little spotty. It looked like potential malware bait, and I had to be very careful with that stuff. So if anybody knows a place where I can legitimately download the mobile game, they want me to try it, and they can give me their word. It's not going to give me any Trojans, any malware, nothing like that, and it looks legit when I check it out. I will go ahead and not only try it out, but I will try it out for the channel. I will review it and give you guys my thoughts and do a little coverage on it, just to give my 2 cents on it, if anybody's interested in that. But you guys got to give me a good link. You got to give me a good link. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to leave that one alone. But I am kind of interested in it. Now, the whole gacha game element is not something that would appeal to me, which is another reason I've been, hopping up to get it. But again, I keep an open mind. There are a lot of aspects of it that I do like. I definitely like the artwork for it. I like how it's not a carbon copy one-to-one replica of the original art style by Satoshi, but it clearly pays homage to him and takes after him more than not. I think that was a smart way to go. Leads to a very clean look. Still gives a little bit of distinctiveness without being quite as sharp. Definitely, I would say, more impressive than the remake. And that's just a style preference. I don't really care for the art style of this particular illustrator. I mean, it's not terrible. It's just not my cup of tea. I mean, both styles technically are anime, but the old style, it just has some gruffness to it. It had some real weight to the drawing. Like, of course, the women were very beautiful and alluring, but the men were also very tough and rugged, just men's men. So you got both sides. And here's Letitia. So I thought it really gave the series some extra, what's the word I'm looking for? It gave it extra definition. Really established it as its own thing. Good art can go a long way. It helps to establish an identity. Whereas this, again, it's not bad, but I don't know. It just feels less unique, less memorable. But that's just my opinion. Now is the time for attack. And we missed one archer, so we're going to use him to get them. And we're going to hope that they continue to advance on us. Easy level 11. This is our opportunity to see how stupid the AI can be. And we'll leave a spot open in front of Ledin, because if they really want to try him, they are more than welcome to. And we're going to move Chris down and her archers, put them on standby so they don't move into a compromising position. And while we're at it, we want to put them on standby too. Just everybody stay put. Oh, I was not paying attention to him. And it's going to be a sacrifice. Oh, we already got the other item. I wasn't paying attention, so we're going to do this. Not really good, but out of compulsion, I have to grab every item on the map. No intention of actually using that. It gives some magic resistance. Not a lot and not really needed yet. By the time it is needed, there'll be items that'll give us even more. So, yeah. Let's go into the pawn shop. See, yeah. Before I forget, now that we've had a good look at them, more or less, we're going to switch to the classic characters. Get a look at OG Lance, OG Letitia, Leia's, and we're just going to go right in there. I ain't scared. Neither is Nar. She took 3 damage. She doesn't have a defense boost on her, I don't think. She has no boost on her. Yeah, that's flyers for you. They just go where they want to go and do what they want to do. Can't say anything to them. Now, you should be able to mop this up. Yep. She put the work in. She deserved it. Thorn can have this, though. Let's go! G.I. Joe! Yo, Joe. That'll do it. And we're gonna set them up. These guys are infantry, so even out of range, I don't think they'll be able to do much to the horsemen. Don't know what she's gonna do. Kind of curious to see. That armor, though. It's like he's wearing an assault suit. Here's Laius. Against Phalanx, not expecting too much. They took 10 damage. Pretty irrelevant. She's almost gone. It's nice to see some classic lines from the original game in here too. Because that's pretty much word for word what he said originally. Here's Lance. Pretty badass dude. Then and now. One of my favorites. The rival of rivals. Before there was Leon, there was Lance. You know, now that you look at it, there are a lot of L's in Langrisser. Now, that could just be a happy coincidence. I doubt it was intentional, but it's interesting. There are a lot of L's in Langrisser. There's Lance. There's Leon. There's Laird. There's Liana. There's Lana. There's Lester. There's Ledin. Ledin, the hero of the first game, starts with L. I'm probably missing some, but off the top, that's a lot right there. Luna from Langrisser 3. Yeah, I'm gonna stop there, but you get the point. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so because we can, let's raise some crit. Increase attack and increase crit. It's a 1-2 I don't want to pass up. Now on her own, how much damage can she do? Probably not much yet. That's actually not bad. If I can soften them with the phalanx. Well, we'll take this one out. Let Leon get a little bit of action in. Now this one, oh, that'll actually do it. Okay, so let's see if Chris can take care of this. Let's see. How can you not like Chris? And see, that's what I mean when I say I like her original design, because it's just so simple. There isn't a lot to her attire. It's pretty plain and cut and dry, but I think it really suits her character because it really plays to how pure and innocent and well-meaning she comes across as. Like, she just seems so just straightforward. Like, what you see is what you get. She's not a person who wears many masks. She's very much who she appears to be. And that's refreshing. Something very authentic about her. Gonna just camp you there. Out of range. This might take a few. One more, actually. We'll put them in range, but they'll get hurt. Oh, no, they won't. Hush my mouth. Now, how much damage is he gonna take from this? He's gonna take all the damage. Okay. So, we will be patient. We want that to go to Chris. You guys can move up. Greet the guys on the shoreline. No more harpies. Up north. Oh, you come back. You are no longer needed. We're going to give this to Narm, actually. And this should be it for her. See ya. Could do without the screams. Makes me feel a little guilty. Get the hell out of there. No, you can't. That's right, listen to Lance. He's your leader for a reason. He knows what he's doing. Okay, I can fly over the brown mountains, just not the gray. So we'll do that. But also, what do you guys think about the mobile game? I know it has a lot of fans, a lot of followers. Yays, nays, pluses, minuses, pros, cons. I'd be willing to play it, just throwing that out there, and I won't speak on it anymore. But yeah, I think that the game did help to draw in more people. And in a roundabout way, it might lead some people back to the older games and this remake. In fact, I'm not even convinced this remake would have happened if not for the mobile game. Because the mobile game is really a big deal in other territories. Like, it's got its fans here in the United States and North America, but I've been told in China it's huge. And probably surrounding areas too. I don't know about Japan. But yeah, it's huge in China. And I don't know if you know this, but China has a pretty significantly sized population for what it's worth. Yeah. So I hope the remake does well. I hope it does well enough to warrant them continuing with the series. It's alright, you already are. Case in point, he's almost done. Yeah, Lance, you better help your boy while you can. But yeah, Langrisser 5, without spoiling anything, pretty much concluded the story neatly to where it really doesn't need to go any further than that. So since so many people miss the original games, I think it would be good, it'd be very poetic if they could eventually, over time, recap the past games, remake or remaster the remaining in the series, Langrisser 3, 4, 5, and then from there, I don't know. Honestly, if they could manage that, if we would be fortunate enough to be able to get remasters of those games, I couldn't ask for more. Because in my opinion, they all have stood the test of time thus far. And, you know, we can all move on to something else at that point. And we'd always have them to go back to. I don't think there needs to be a Langrisser 6, 7, or anything else. I mean, that's what the mobile game's for. That's pretty much the future. Now, if they wanted to do a game that was a console mainline game, but based off of the story that was introduced in mobile, because I was told that it does continue the story. So, that's kind of interesting. I don't know too much about it. I've just come across bits and pieces here and there. For one example, Vargas's daughter, Emilia, has grown up and is playable, I think. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know too much about her and the fact that she does exist and they are using her. So, you know, and that's another thing. What story they want to continue? There's a lot of things that they could go back to flesh out more background. They could revisit events between Langrisser 3 and Langrisser 1, since that was a prequel. They could flesh out events between Langrisser 2 and Langrisser 4. There's a lot that they could still do without retconning anything, so the ball's in their court. Now, I'm assuming the company that developed this has the current rights to the series. I really don't know. Copyright is always a touchy issue and hard to follow at times. But we'll see what the future holds. Again, right now I'm just grateful that we have an English version of Langrisser 1 and 2 all on one disc, all on one game, all across multiple platforms for many people to enjoy. So let's all just be glad for that. In 2020, miracles do happen. So thank you again to the developers and publishers of this game. If any of you ever see this, just know that me and a lot of other people really appreciate what you've done. Just gonna say that now. Again, I'm gonna nitpick this game a lot, but that's out of love. It's because I'm so into this game, its characters, the series. It's only because I care that I criticize. You know, if I really didn't care, I wouldn't even be playing it, so don't let that fool you. All those folks who claim they don't like certain games, but for some reason continue to play it. Yeah, that's not by accident. Let's see. I don't want to neglect Thorn, but we'll give it to Thorn. Let's spread it around. And we'll get him a level along the way. Besides, she has other methods of catching up and keeping up. Now, I did say I wasn't going to do this a lot, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to do it at all. And this fight is almost done. We've got Lance to deal with, but other than him, made short work of his men. Alright, I thought he was going to stall. Keep moving, keep moving. But yeah, this game moves at a much quicker clip than the original, partly because you don't hire as many mercenaries, which I think is a good thing. You know, less clutter. Then me being very aggressive helps too. They don't waste a lot of time. And again, the maps being more compact, it helps the traversal, so good changes. Small changes leave a big impression when it comes to the actual experience. Oh, it's just weird in a good way to be back doing LPing. There was a period in time where I thought I was done with this sort of thing, but here we are. Let's get him in there. He's got to have a little fun too. But thankfully, there have been some people to kind of take over the reins and fill the void that I left. When I first started recording Langrisser videos, there wasn't a lot of content on this series on YouTube. But since that time, I'm glad to say that that has changed a lot. And now there's quite a few folks who's got stuff out there for you to check out. So you've probably already come across some of these folks in the time I've been away, but if you haven't, I definitely recommend some people. Ortega Omega still probably has the best LP of Der Langrisser, the original, up right now. Harvester of Eyes has a bunch of Langrisser videos up. I'd say he's the current king of Langrisser overall when it comes to content on YouTube, because he covers a wide range and he has one of the more objective viewpoints as far as I can tell. And you know, he genuinely loves the games and series and has a lot of fun doing it. Who else? There have been a few other people, but it's been all kind of all over the place. There's very few who have just focused strictly on Langrisser, which is not a bad thing. In fact, sometimes I wonder why I've been so focused on this myself. Extreme tunnel vision. But it's just because of my personality. When I commit to a series or a plan, I try to follow it through. Same thing with Dragon Force. When I was doing Dragon Force 2, you saw how committed I was that I want to cover all the campaigns as much as I could. That's just how I am. If I say I'm going to do a series, I just kind of ride it through. Same with Shantae. I started doing the Shantae series and I said, you know what, I just want to go through all of them. Which, by the way, level 9, okay. That is one that's been on hold perpetually for a long time. I am going to get back to that eventually. And it's funny, there's a new Shantae coming out soon. I don't know if anyone watching this game even cares about that series. It's a completely different genre and everything. But I don't know if I'll get to that one, but I would like to at least finish the one I started. But that's way down the pipeline. That will be well after I've moved for sure. Right now, I think this one Let's Play is all I can manage without falling behind. So I hope you'll forgive me for that. Yeah, you guys are good. Not worried about you. If you stuck it out with me for this long, yeah, not worried. I am grateful. I'm not worried. Okay, that just leaves you and Lance. We will try to give this to Chris, and we will just advance Ledin, because it's only appropriate that he deals with Lance, I think. And when I say him, I really mean the Phalanx, since they were designed to do this. This is what they live for. Dropping men off their horses, you know? That's like candy for them. That's Discovery Zone. That's going to the ball game. It is a walk in the park. And we didn't even need her. So maybe she can cast defense boost instead. Because she's not getting any closer than that, I don't think. And really no point in even moving them. Everyone else can just wait around, take a breather, grab a drink. They've earned a little relaxation. And they're just giving it to us. Battle at the beach. Could you imagine that, just lounging on a beach in front of you off the coast? There's this going on. Nowadays people would just be filming it with their phones, you know. Wouldn't even be scared. 156, really? Not holding back, are you? Oh, look, we can sneak around. And he's gonna get a level real quick at this rate. Will this be the one? No, couldn't finish it. Of course. Get you next time. Lance, don't attack. It won't work out for you. We will actually get her closer. And if it turns out we can snipe him with Chris in the end, I won't be against that. I mean, Ledin's not gonna have any problems getting experience for himself at any stage of this, so I really don't mind giving it to her. I just hope she stays on our team. That's the only thing I'm worried about. After scenario 11, we don't know where this is going to go. At least I don't. And don't tell me either. No spoilers. Now, I'm really not worried about that. You guys have been very good historically in my videos as far as not spoiling things, so I'm really not worried about that. So hopefully that will hold true. Okay, we'll go back to remastered. I just like to give the original artwork some love, but I don't want to stay too focused on it, you know. Again, the new style may not be my favorite, but I don't hate it. And again, I think some characters don't look bad at all. As far as the heroes, Chris isn't bad. I think Narm came out the best. Thorn really isn't all that different one way or another. He's pretty close to the original, so. But yeah, I mean, she's still got that warrior princess vibe going on, so. I think we want to do that. And just to make sure, this might be excessive, but just to make sure, again, that 1-2 attack and crit. Looks like he's got less than 60 HP. Yeah, he's got 50. So we're gonna pull her closer, and away we go. Will this be the one? It's close. It's creeping. It's complete. Complete annihilation for the Imperial Army. That's the end of the Lance Brigade for now. Maybe they can come up with a better name while they're licking their wounds. Go with the Monster Squad. That even sounds better. I like how he's so polite even though he's mad. Goodbye. Ugh. No. Not Baldy. And apparently they were close because Thorn's the only one who's really upset about it, besides Letton. In fact, where are Narm and Chris during this? Now that I think about it. Not Volkov. Not Volkov. Watch out, the worst part's coming up. It's coming. He just blew up. That's how you know. It's over. It's the end of an era. But on the plus side, Chris got MVP. But yeah, we lost Volkov again. Try as we might, we cannot keep this man alive past this point. But he would want us to continue. Life must go on. Regardless of the weight of the loss, tragedy is inevitable, but so is life. So is renewal. So is regrowth. And with that in mind, we will continue. We will persevere. We will proceed into Chapter 6, Homeward Bound. An incredible journey. No cats, no dogs. But a lot of horses. A little magic. And a lot of luck. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, stay safe. Stay healthy. Stay positive. And until the next video, I'll see you soon.